In the fiercely contested arena of American presidential politics, where ideals are polished for public consumption and loyalty is often the first casualty, ambition casts a long, seductive shadow. George Clooney and Ryan Gosling's 2011 political thriller, The Ides of March, strips away the veneer of campaign rhetoric to expose the raw, often brutal machinations behind the quest for the nation's highest office. It's a chilling portrait of how the intoxicating game of power can corrupt even the most fervent believers, forcing them to confront the stark choices between their principles and their survival. Our focus is on Stephen Meyers, a young, ferociously intelligent, and deeply idealistic press secretary. He's the rising star in the campaign of Pennsylvania Governor Mike Morris, a charismatic and seemingly uncompromising Democrat who is capturing the imagination of voters. Morris articulates a refreshingly direct vision, one that Stephen has wholeheartedly embraced. My religion, and what I believe in, is called the Constitution of the United States of America. Morris confidently challenges the unseen interlocutor. If I'm not religious enough for you, don't vote for me. If I'm not experienced enough for you, don't vote for me. This unvarnished honesty is Morris's brand, and Stephen is its most ardent disciple. The campaign is masterfully managed by Paul Zara, a grizzled, world-weary veteran of countless political wars. For Paul, loyalty isn't just a virtue, it's the bedrock of his operational philosophy. The immediate battleground is the Ohio primary, a state whose 161 delegates are seen as the kingmaker. Governor Morris holds a lead over his primary opponent, Senator Ted Pullman of Arkansas, but the race is far from over. The crucial piece on the chessboard is Senator Franklin Thompson of North Carolina, a wily power broker who commands 356 pledged delegates. His endorsement would virtually seal the nomination. Life on the campaign trail is a whirlwind of strategy sessions in sterile hotel rooms, tense negotiations over debate preconditions, like ensuring risers under Morris's podium because Senator Pullman is a few inches shorter and Morris doesn't want to look like a hobbit, and the relentless management of media perception. Stephen excels in this high-pressure environment, deftly handling seasoned journalists like Ida Horowitz of the New York Times, feeding her calculated sound bites and spinning narratives with a precocious skill. He is utterly convinced that Governor Morris is not just another politician, but the one, a genuine agent of change. He has to win, Stephen tells Ida with fervent conviction. Ida, embodying the cynicism of the press corps, offers a reality check. Mike Morris is a politician. They're all nice guys. He will let you down sooner or later. The first tremor in Stephen's carefully constructed world arrives via a covert phone call. Tom Duffy, Senator Pullman's equally sharp and far more cynical campaign manager, requests a secret meeting. Stephen, perhaps driven by youthful arrogance, curiosity, or the intoxicating thrill of the political game, agrees to meet Duffy at a dimly lit sports bar. Duffy, over buffalo wings, paints a grim picture for the Morris campaign. He reveals that Pullman's internal polls show him with a surprising lead in Ohio, thanks to a carefully orchestrated plan to encourage conservative Republicans to cross over and vote for Pullman in the state's open primary, believing Morris would be the tougher opponent in the general election. More devastatingly, Duffy claims they have already secured Senator Thompson's crucial endorsement by offering him the coveted position of Secretary of State. Ohio is over, Duffy declares with chilling certainty. It has been over for weeks. He then dangles a temptation before Stephen, a senior position on Pullman's seemingly victorious campaign. You're working for the wrong man, Duffy asserts. Stephen is visibly rattled. He still clings to his belief in Morris and the integrity of their campaign. But Duffy's well-reasoned arguments and insider claims plant a dangerous seed of doubt. He curtly refuses Duffy's offer, stating his loyalty to Morris. "I don't have to play dirty anymore," Stephen insists. "I got Morris." Duffy's parting shot is a cynical barb. "None of this is about the democratic process, Steve. It's about getting your guy off." The clandestine meeting weighs heavily on Stephen. His unease is compounded when he witnesses Governor Morris steadfastly refuse Paul Zara's pragmatic advice to offer Senator Thompson a cabinet post to secure his delegates. Morris, a man who publicly decries backroom deals, tells Paul, "When we started this campaign, I said I wasn't going to make those kind of deals." While Stephen's idealism is momentarily bolstered by Morris's principled stand, Duffy's dire predictions about Ohio and Thompson's endorsement linger ominously. Amidst this professional turmoil, Stephen embarks on a brief, reckless affair with Molly Stearns, a young, intelligent intern on the Morris campaign. Molly is not just any intern. Her father is Jack Stearns, the powerful chairman of the Democratic National Committee. Their encounter is charged with the transient intensity of campaign life, a fleeting connection in a world of high stress and temporary alliances. Stephen receives a frantic, late-night call.
"Why is the governor calling you at 2:30 in the morning?"
Distraught and panicked, she reveals a devastating secret. She had a brief, impulsive sexual encounter with Governor Mike Morris himself after a rally in Iowa some weeks earlier. Now she's pregnant and needs $900 for an abortion. He meets Molly, gives her the cash, his demeanor cold and clinical. He instructs her to get the abortion and then to leave town, to disappear from the campaign, starkly warning her of the ruin she would face if the story ever came out. Molly, terrified and alone, agrees. Stephen's downfall is swift and brutal, triggered by his own miscalculation. He eventually confesses his secret meeting with Tom Duffy to Paul Zara. For Paul Zara, this is an unforgivable breach. It's not just that Stephen met with the enemy, it's that he didn't report it immediately, breaking the sacred bond of loyalty. In a searing confrontation, Zara fires Stephen. "There's only one thing I value in this world, Stephen, and that's loyalty," Paul roars, his face a mask of betrayal. "And without it, you're nothing. And you have no one. I don't fucking trust you anymore." Fired, professionally disgraced if Ida runs the story. And with his idealism shattered, Stephen feels his carefully constructed world disintegrate. His desperation leads him to make a choice that marks his irrevocable descent into the cynical pragmatism he once disdained. He approaches Tom Duffy again, this time offering to switch allegiances and provide the Pullman campaign with damaging insider information on Morris's strategies. But Duffy, having already achieved his goal, delivers the final, crushing blow. His intention was never to hire Stephen, but to strategically neutralize him by getting him fired from the Morris campaign. "Paul fires you, I don't want you, fine," Duffy explains with chilling detachment. "Paul still doesn't have you. Either way, I win." Stephen has been outplayed, manipulated, and discarded, a casualty of a game far more ruthless than he had ever imagined. At his absolute lowest point, when all seems lost, an unexpected lifeline appears, albeit one soaked in scandal and personal tragedy. Later, news reports will surface of her death in an Iowa hotel room, officially ruled an accidental overdose of alcohol and prescription drugs. A tragic, convenient end to a dangerous liability. If Molly succumbed to despair, remains an unsettling ambiguity. Armed with this devastating information, the knowledge of Morris's affair and Molly's subsequent fate, Stephen Meyers, the fallen idealist, makes his final, chilling move. He confronts Governor Morris, not with righteous indignation, but with the cold, hard currency of blackmail. The conversation is terse, the subtext heavy. Stephen doesn't need to spell out the details of Molly's note, her calls, or her tragic end. The threat is implicit, hanging over Morris like a guillotine. He dictates his terms. Paul Zara is to be fired immediately. Stephen Meyers will be reinstated, promoted to senior campaign manager, and Governor Morris will contact Senator Franklin Thompson and offer him the position of Secretary of State in exchange for his public endorsement and his 356 delegates.
There's no note.
It's your call, Governor.
Governor Morris, the charismatic candidate who spoke so eloquently of principles and integrity, finds himself trapped. His presidential ambitions, his carefully curated public image, his entire political future, are now held hostage by his past indiscretion and Stephen's ruthless pragmatism. Faced with utter ruin, Morris, the man who wouldn't compromise for political gain, now compromises everything to save himself. Stephen Meyers, no longer the bright-eyed believer, is now a hardened operative, a cynical master of the political game. Paul Zara is unceremoniously ousted, a victim of the very loyalty he so fiercely championed. Stephen takes the reins of the Morris campaign, orchestrating its moves with a chilling efficiency. Governor Morris, a puppet now dancing to Stephen's strings, makes the call to Senator Thompson. The deal is struck. Thompson delivers his crucial endorsement just days before the Ohio primary. The media trumpets Morris's brilliant strategic coup, cementing his lead and effectively securing the Democratic nomination. In the film's final, haunting moments, Stephen Meyers sits for a televised interview. He is impeccably dressed, his demeanor smooth, composed, and articulate. He is the picture of a successful, powerful campaign manager. Yet his eyes, once bright with idealism, now reflect a cold, impenetrable emptiness. He has won. He has climbed to the pinnacle of the political world, exacting his revenge and securing his position. But the victory is hollow, achieved at the ultimate cost: his principles, his morality, his very soul. As he stares into the camera, ready for his close-up in the new world order he has brutally shaped, the Ides of March leaves us with a chilling understanding of the corrosive nature of power and the tragic ease with which idealism can be sacrificed on the altar of ambition. The bright young man is gone, replaced by a reflection of the very cynicism he once fought against.